What's up guys, welcome to today's video. Recently we have just done our annual summer shred. Now we had some insane results, so proud of all my clients, they absolutely smashed it. 8 weeks is not a lot of time to make serious changes. So some of these transformations and just the progress they made all around was absolutely epic. I have done these challenges in the past and this time I thought, you know what, just to make it a bit more enticing, I'm gonna give the winner $1,000 cash. So that's exactly what we did. Stefan was actually my client originally, and then luckily enough, we became mates through the process. So I'm lucky enough to have him jump on camera as well. So let's go meet up with him, and I think we're gonna hit a session as well. So we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, the 8-week summer shred winner here. And we thought we're gonna run him through some questions because we had a bunch of people, some of my clients, some followers, just reach out and say, you know, like, how did he do that? Like, what was the structure? Just a few questions. So I'd rather than me answer, I thought we'll get Stef to answer. So, but before that, got a cheeky bag for the win. Nice little fucking cheeky weekend money.
Appreciate it.
No worries, mate. Well deserved. Alrighty, so the people want to know, what was your starting weight? So before we did the 8-week shred, we actually were already coaching together, and then obviously went into the challenge with a, you know, like already some time under the belt. So. Yeah. Your very first weight, what was that when we started the shred?
So when I started with Alex, it was earlier on in the year, and my starting weight was 86.5. So yeah, my bulk in the off season definitely wasn't as clean as it should have been.
a little bit dirty, that's all good. And then when we started the 8-week shred, what was the weight then?
The start of the 8-week shred, it was 77.5 kilos. So I did drop a fair few kilos by then, but going into the 8-week challenge, I knew there was like still a lot more work to do, and yeah, got it done.
What's your current weight now?
My current weight is, so at the end of the challenge, I weighed at 71 kilos.
So it was a total loss of 15.5 kilos from the start.
Yeah.
And in the 8 weeks, it was 6.5, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll throw up pictures and stuff so you guys can check it out. But in terms of like what that actually looked like, how many times per week were you training?
I was training 5 to 6 times per week. The main thing for me was getting enough rest days, because during the time, like, you're getting depleted, your calories aren't that high, you do get pretty tired and exhausted by the end of the day. So yeah, 5 to 6 times.
Sweet. And what did the diet look like? This was the main question we had come in from people, so this one will be good.
The diet honestly wasn't as complex as most people would think. It was, you know, I was still eating my favorite foods. Like, for example, I still had Cocoa Pops in my diet. I still had, you know, a bit of ice cream, the low fat. But yeah, other than that, everything was pretty straightforward. I had enough meals to keep me satisfied for the day, and that's about right.
Where I see most people go wrong is like they really try to overcomplicate the diet. You know, like when I said to Stef, when I gave him his meal plan and stuff, I just said, like, you know, if you veer off this, if you eat other stuff, just like hit your calories, hit your protein target. Like that's our main priority the whole 8 weeks. And then all the other stuff is just like bonuses adding on top. And obviously he did a lot of extras, like training hard and, you know, sticking to the plan. That's why the results were sick. So did you do cardio?
Cardio was something that I pretty much only did sort of going towards the end of the shred. I think with the trainings, they were intense enough to burn quite a lot of calories, and then towards the end it was just more of like a my own choice sort of thing. It wasn't necessary, but I just wanted to put in extra work and get it done. Yeah,
perfect. So yeah, 100% agree. Like if you train hard enough, that does most of the job. And then, you know, right towards the end, depending on where you started from, obviously how shredded you want to get, like cardio is a great tool to add in as well, but like it's not needed. So if you're already worried, if you don't do any training at all and you're already worried like you're gonna have to do all this weight training, all this cardio, like don't stress about that. Just start with, say, weights and then go to cardio. Or if you prefer cardio, start with that and then slowly add in weights. Whatever you prefer, just don't overcomplicate it. All right, a couple more. Did you take any supplements?
No, I did not take any supplements. The only ones that I did take were your basic like protein powder and the odd pre-workout here and there, but obviously there was no crazy supplements, you know, and that's about it.
Last two, so what was the hardest part?
The hardest part for me was probably the first 2 or 3 weeks. You know, it's a new diet, it's a new training program, and just overcoming those first 2-3 weeks, it just became a habit and became so much easier. So overall, I'd say probably the diet, but just at the start, and the rest just came as it did.
Perfect. Yeah, that's so key. Like, I'm so glad you said that, because where I see most people go wrong is they need to hit a few weeks straight away at 100% compliance to see that first initial result, because it's like anything in life. Once you get that first like result, it's almost addictive. And then not only that, you believe in the process, especially if you're hiring a coach or you know, even if it's not coaching, it's whatever it is, like you need to get that instant result for most people. So my advice would be like, if you're gonna get a coach or if you're gonna do any sort of plan on your own or whatever, go all in from the start, like 110%.
Yeah.
Because you will get results straight away, basically, you know, first like 3 weeks, as you said, and that will be like your motivation to keep going.
Yeah.
So many people say like, what's your motivation and stuff, like that will be it. Like if you just half-assing, you're like, I didn't see results, and you'll go to the next thing, you'll do the same, and you're like,
Yeah, agreed.
yeah, it's a fucked up merry-go-round. You don't want to be on. All right, last one. So how did you manage social events over the last 2 months?
Social events throughout, honestly, throughout the whole time, I was very lenient with everything. Like I would still go out with my friends. I wouldn't say every weekend, but it was quite often. And the only thing I'd limit was the amount of drinks I had. I wouldn't binge after a night out with food. It was, again, just staying on track. Before I went out, I made sure I hit all my targets, and then I left over some calories that I could have a few drinks and whatnot. But there was no time where I went out and said, oh, I'm not drinking the whole night just because I didn't have enough calories.
Yeah, perfect. So basically made it fit and, you know, just kept it in moderation, because if you do want to go out and get like hammered or something, there's just no chance you're going to fit that into like a calorie deficit. Yeah. So anyway, I think this magpie is about to swoop us. Yeah. So I'm paranoid of birds at the moment, hey. All right, guys, that is it for the video. I hope you liked it. Hit subscribe and we out. Peace.